are live. Wednesday night with those guys, and Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys. Okay. Here we are. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. And as you know, Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys. And this is where we talk about everything in the drone world and promote the usage of drones. And if the weather has been nice where you are, please tell.
What happened? You muted yourself somehow. You're muted. Your mic is muted.
How am I now?
Am I good? Perfect. You're fine.
I'm sorry about that, everyone. That was a mistake over here. I don't know what happened. But yeah, if the weather's been nice for you all, please let me know how the weather is where you are and if you've been able to get out and fly your drone. So, Lawrence, how are you doing?
I'm good. Life is good, man. Life is good for once. Things are going smooth. I mean, in the background, I'm probably pulling what little hair I have out, but life is good.
Well, you've been busy lately and been busy lately.
Yeah.
It's somewhat of I guess in the beginning it should be an exhausting busy, but it can only get better, right?
This is true. This is very, very true.
Well, we had a few things to talk about here tonight. A few things happening for the drone community. A lot of things happening for the drone community. Even started from last week, and we mentioned a few things last week that keep rehashing in the news. What I see out there. What's going on here? Weather was good this morning, and what? Okay, John Olsen got to get out and fly. Well, I guess. Anyway, anybody else get out and fly? Let me know. How's the weather where you are, and if you've been able to get out and fly. Yeah, Lawrence.
DJI, yes, they did come out with something today, Frank Rizzo.
Yeah, they did put out something today. I didn't get too much into it because of the fact that it's not a drone, it's not an action camera. It might be something that's been useful for some of the guys.
It's a transmission system for video and
right.
For live video. It's a live video transmission system, professional system with transmitter and receivers and stuff like that. And it works on their DJI proprietary software as well as Wi-Fi. So multiple devices can connect to it in real time, and you can watch it on screen, I think, back at 1080p or something to that equivalent. But
you can watch everything they have at 1080p.
Yeah. So if the receiver's picking it up, the receiver's picking it up, the transmitter can send it out in that protocol. Hey, Mendez and Angel, they can send it out in that protocol, and then for people that have wireless devices, they can connect also.
Okay, yeah. But
nothing special.
What?
I mean, unless you're in that line of work. Hey, TJ Giggles, how are you?
Right, man? And you need that type of equipment.
Yes, SJM, welcome. The 4G dongle is illegal in England. It's for the pros. Yeah. I didn't know why it was, but V-Dub, how are you?
What happened?
I don't know why that is. I honestly couldn't tell you. I just heard rumored.
You just heard
it's not being sold in every country.
You heard.
Yeah. But I
hear
didn't.
You.
I saw the replay of it, the video, and it shows a transmission system. Unfortunately, through StreamYard, I don't know if you could play it better or I could play it better, but we're gonna try something. I'm gonna kill some time and while you
Well,
talk and look it up.
we don't really have that much time to kill because we got an hour before Vic Moss comes in and
Okay, so let's rock.
but what I wanted to mention real quick before we get into anything was that the once again the commercial UAV Expo drones in action September 3rd through the 5th of this year 2024 at the Caesars Forum. That's coming up. It'll be here before you know it. So if you're in the area, please feel free to check that out.
Right here, 2 days, 6 hours, 17 seconds.
Yeah, that's for the for registration and everything like that there.
Yeah. If you hit no thanks, then you can check out what they're going to be having going on, exhibitions, floor plan, in case you have specific companies you want to see, which is always good. Floor plan. This is everyone attending, and there's even pricing here. A few sponsors. $150 is your standard pass, and it goes as high as 1,000 plus for everything.
So feel free to check that out. But the other thing was wanted to mention, and
Hey, Eldon.
due to the busyness of Lawrence and I, we haven't been able to post this yet, but it will be posted before those guys barbecue and meat.
Yeah.
That will be this September 21st of this year, 2020, like I said, and rain day for that. If it rains that weekend, we will reconvene on October 12th for as our rain day.
Right. Okay. Hey, Bill.
So feel free to check that out. If you're in the area, if you're in the tri-state area and you can make it, come on down.
Yeah. Come by, have a hamburger, hot dog, get to meet some people you may have not got a chance to meet any other way.
It actually brings out a lot of the pilots in this area that don't travel to some of the bigger meetups.
What are they putting numbers in for?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Unfortunately.
And also,
Go ahead.
What's this? Knives cost what?
You can still make it, Warren, but how far out of state are you? You don't have to live in a state to come. JSK lives in Jersey. He came with his wife to the first one we had. Philip Koshak, how are you, bro? Jim Beauchart, pick me. Nobody's picking anything. These guys are just putting random numbers in. I think they're trying to hit Lotto or Mega Ball or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you, Tom. Wrong stream.
Angel says wrong stream.
and also, Lawrence, what I wanted to bring up, also in Las Vegas, is the Vegas Drone Meetup. That's happening November 8th through the 10th. I guess that's the Veterans Day weekend.
Yeah.
So if you're in the area and are going to be or plan to go to the area, or you're planning to make this meetup, check this out. They got a lot going on out there, and if you've never been to Vegas, believe me, if you're not gambling and you're not flying your drone, there's a whole lot of other things to do there other than, say, drink. So if you're not a drinker and you're not a gambler,
there's stuff for you to do, definitely.
And well, listen, other than a cruise, there's no other place to eat but in Vegas.
What happened?
Other than a cruise, there's no other place where you can just eat other than like Vegas.
Okay.
All right. Seriously, if you've never been to Vegas, you'll love it. Please feel free to check that out.
I need to have a layover in New York.
A layover for how long?
So I need to have a layover in New York. For how long? You're talking a layover. That'd be funny, right? Come in, get off the plane, take a cab to the meetup, fly one battery, eat one burger, one hot dog, and be out.
To go where?
Would you? Yeah, right. Where would you be going, Scott? Never been to Vegas. I haven't either. I've never been. Herman says it's an experience. It's a bucket list thing. You have to go to
been
Vegas.
there several times.
Yeah, well,
let me see.
Rub it in, why don't you?
About 5 or 6 times.
Oh, he said a layover for our meetup. Damn.
But then where's your final destination?
Right. Because they don't take you to one place, lay you over, and bring you back. Unless they're doing some new stuff I don't know about on the plane. Could you imagine? Take a flight somewhere, hang out for 8 to 10 hours, and then go back.
The only problem with that is that he would need a massive layover because here in New York, right, you need the whole full 2 hours to go through the security screening.
That's true. Yeah, that is true, Scott. He said he got it all figured out.
They exercise when they tell you to be at the airport 2 hours before. New York City exercises their rights to the whole 2 hours.
Tell them when we were going to the meetup, Herman, the South Florida drone meetup. They stopped everybody on the line, and we're talking about
late for work, right?
The dog was late for work. Not a person, the dog that sniffs for bombs, drugs, or whatever was late for work.
Yeah.
And it held us up.
Ain't that something?
Yeah. And even one guy was like, can I please get in front of you? My plane's leaving now. My plane's leaving now. And everyone was like, speak to the guy. The guy was like, I don't care if your plane's leaving. The dog's not here. You can't get on the plane, just like everyone else. So when he did open the line, you see him running by us barefoot. Running by. His girl was getting on another flight, but he went running by us barefoot. By the time Herman and I got through the second half of customs or whatever it was on the other side, I saw him walking back from the terminal with his head down, crying.
Listen, if your plane's leaving in 15 minutes,
welcome to JFK.
You missed your flight.
Hold it, Scott says, I look innocent, Herman. They will let me go to the front of the line, LOL. You talking about the wrong state, not New York.
Right. Right. Okay.
You got to record that. I'd have to see that.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't record that because they might beat you up for having the recording device in your hand. Security.
People were getting mad at me because I took my Osmo 2 out and was showing the crowd going around like this to show everybody was being held up for a dog. But yeah, they held us up for a dog because the dog was late to work.
Yeah.
What's this world coming to? Next, they'll be holding us up because the robot's late to work.
Anyway,
I'm just saying.
You know, fast free delivery, Lawrence, from DJI. You know
what happened?
Fast free delivery upgrade from DJI.
Okay.
You remember we spoke on this last week. The 20% off on the DJI Air 3.
Mm-hmm.
That one.
Yes, I do remember that.
You wouldn't happen to have that sale, would you?
No, I have every sale but that one. See, you got buttons now. You should have your hand at the ready.
Well, anyhow, the what do you call it? They're giving away a lot of free gifts and stuff when you purchase some DJI products. Let me see if I can actually bring that up and see if I can find that because
I got a special screening, Warren. Almost made me up.
I thought you had it. Don't know why I thought you had it. I guess
yeah, I did last week. I had to clear out that list.
You
for
had
this
to
week's stream.
clear out the list.
Yeah, for this week's stream.
Oh. Okay. Oh, they're
When it's
pushing this.
free, it's the TJ.
They're pushing the transmitter now.
What happened?
I said they're pushing the transmitter.
Yeah, because they launched with it. They launched it today. So
Yeah.
now that's going to be on the main page, the main DJI.
I see
page.
that. I'm going to go in here and get that up because it's been going on for quite some time.
Yes.
And it might, I think tomorrow might be the last day for some of that stuff, if I'm not mistaken. Because there was different dates for different sales.
Right.
Yeah. Far back, is it? I know I sent it to you. Uh-oh.
Yeah, John Olson. My Air 2S is my main bird. I've rediscovered her. I was a little neglectful using my Mavic 3 so much. But now
the bird.
Now I use my Air 2S a lot more. For day, anything during the day, and at night, I only use it for taking photos.
Okay.
Yeah, he was asking, do I still fly my Air 2S? Yes. Every little chance I get.
Every little chance you get.
Plus, half these guys can't tell if I shot with an Air 2S or a Mavic 3 or Mini 4 Pro anyway. So,
weird.
I can't tell.
What happened?
I can't tell if someone took a picture with a Mini or 4 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So,
the only way to figure something like that out is to actually be able to
side by side.
Compare the two screens or the two.
Again, you would need definitely that side by side.
Yeah, against something else. Okay, let's see here.
So what's up? My bank account said, don't even think about it. Don't try it. Don't even think about it. Well, at least your bank account is telling you that.
There we go, Lawrence.
Okay, I got you. Now I see it. I see everything.
You see this here? If you were to go and check this out, right? All of these have different dates for these sales on when
yes,
they expire.
I do remember that. I did have that bookmarked.
When they expire. And so what happened? Why you didn't pull it up?
No, I because that was last week's stream.
Well, they're continuing to mention how this is the big sale on this on the Air 3 because 20% off across the board on I guess all of the different packages that they have for it. You know how you have the Fly More combo and all of those stuff. If you go into here, looking to buy it now, if you see across the board, they slash prices on each package.
Yeah, John Kuby just said the power station dropped like a rocket, if that's really what the original price was.
Right.
Yeah, yes.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
If you really need any of these things, you're looking to take advantages. Look, so this is the everybody love right here.
The power station dropped by $400.
That's what I'm saying to you. And now they have it in packages with I believe with the solar
$300.
panels.
Yeah.
See? All with the solar panels and the cables that you need.
Now see, that's the original Avata they're selling.
Right. For charging your DJI products and hooking up these solar panels. Look, the prices have dropped across the board. Under $1,000 for one.
Wow.
One solar panel. You can't beat this.
True.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you need these products or you looking to shop, I mean, you can't. You know what I mean?
It's a good summer deal. You really don't get too many deals. And plus, you better buy this shit now because when they start taxing it, you're gonna wish you did.
Exactly, because when it starts happening, You know, if it starts happening, it's going to happen. Something's going to happen. But
we just don't know what.
Right, we
That's
know
the price
know
DJI
that.
offered
Oh
for
no,
the
I can tell you,
verdict.
that there's going to be tariffs.
Hey,
That's
Barkley.
You know, that's what I was saying. You know, that's what I was saying.
Still good. There's still good numbers. They're definitely still good numbers. The price wise.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you can't complain about that.
Yeah, Barkley says that was the price when they had brought it out. Can you use the DJI Power Station? The power of your new DJI motorbike. If you're asking, can it charge the bike?
I would believe so.
I would imagine so because you're just going to use the bike's charger and plug it in.
Right, you just plug it right into the outlets, don't it? The AC outlets.
Yeah, I don't think it hooks up directly via special plug or anything. No, it's just your regular out there charger on the bike is a regular wall outlet, depending on where you are in the world.
Right, and then you would have you could have what do you call it, the converters. So when I went to London, I purchased a couple of them to convert to the chargers to be able to charge phones and stuff like that.
Good idea, Warren, but then who's going to protect them from stealing your bike and your power station? He said put the power station on a trailer and tail it behind the bike. Great idea.
No. How long are you going to be out?
He's talking about riding cross country or some shit with that on the back of your bike. The e-bike. When you stop to rest, you charge the e-bike. Yeah, Warren, how far do you plan on going?
Like, how long are you going to be out? Like, seriously, the thing has what, a 600 watt and a 600 watt hour battery and a was it 800? But how long are you going to be out? And then it also has a charger that you can carry with you to charge the battery.
He says, Phantom Flight, don't poo-poo my ideas. Let him dream. I get it.
I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness.
Next, you'll be telling me
went above the grounds.
You're going to put the solar panels on the back of your back, so you can charge the
All right, safe travels, Eldon. He said he'll catch us when he gets back above ground. He's leaving the dentist now. Eldon, take off.
Okay.
Lift and land. Warren is a free thinker. Yeah, I see.
When you say free, like,
are we using the pronoun free or?
No. No, because when you say free, I think
before I get in trouble.
We're all free to think. I'm just like, when you say free thinker, like, I'm just like, I want to know where you're going with it, because
I should not have said the pronoun joke, but okay.
That was like trying to travel across the world.
Hey, Leonard.
I don't know. I don't think you need that much power on the bike while you riding. I mean, if you're trying to exercise, strap it on your back and ride.
Barkley says noun, adjective, it's all the same. Thank you, Barkley. I don't feel so bad now. I'm not the only one that thinks that way. It's good to know. Thank you. You just saved me there. Back to our show.
Y'all are killing me. No.
Okay, what's next?
Well, last week we mentioned that the OSMO Action what's that? Yeah, OSMO Action 5 right? We up to 5 now, right? Pro.
Yeah.
Had hit the FCC database. For those of you who don't remember that, we mentioned that last week. And there's been a few things that I have seen and I was looking at, because between your guy there, Ostalugi, Osita LV, or however you want to call them, Osita 55, I don't know, and SB DJI. If you checking out any of their stuff on Twitter, they've been putting out a couple of photographs and stuff like that. You see that there right there, and the reason why I put this up here, and let me put that back up there. I want you to take a look at that. The reason why I put this up here is because there was a lot of talk about one-inch sensors, and then I'm hearing this other talk now about 4/3. And I'm looking at this thing here with this 1/1.3 inch and with a 155-degree field of view with a f2.8 aperture. So I don't know what to expect, with this as far as this camera is concerned. There's been a lot of talk.
But that's the Pro though that you're showing.
Right, yeah, I see that. That's the Pro. There's another picture of it, and I've heard a lot of talk, and there's a lot of things being said and a lot of rumors pushed around from not from only Twitter, but around the whole community. And then I see stuff like this, and and I look at this picture here, and it says Action 5. So
now stop for a second.
You can't really see this. The
I see a 3 there though.
Right, but I don't know.
There's 4 digits there. It's 1/1.3. It's got to be what, but that could be wrong. That could be blurred out.
There's a lot of funny things that happen
because there was talk of a 1-inch sensor going into this. Now, if the Action 5 has a 1-inch sensor and the Action 5 Pro has the 1/1/3, that 1/1/3 should probably have a better zoom capability.
So let me ask you a question. So what you're looking at and what you're saying is the same thing that I was kind of thinking, that there might be 2 versions of this because of what I'm looking at here on Twitter and stuff like that about, standard and Pro. And I'm like, is there going to be 2 versions of this camera? A standard version?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Right.
It's just speculation. There's nothing really out there to say confirmed. I mean, we do see pictures of what it's supposed to be. So I mean, just like we know what's going to happen is when, because there was an FCC listing of it, so it's when. And I haven't seen anything as of yet. Or I haven't really looked. I'll be honest with you, on it, and to see if I got any emails or anything.
Yeah, Warren says, are they playing the I Made You Look game? Yes, because people pay attention to detail. One picture says Pro and one picture does not. It just says 5, Action 5. Why you would use 2 oh wow, it's raining outside. Why you would use 2 labels to DJI wouldn't do that. I believe they're coming out with 2 cameras. They come out with multiple drones. Why not come out with multiple cameras? Now, the talk of the 1-inch sensor is what I'm concerned about, because was that a teaser?
Maybe.
And I don't see them coming out with 1 and a 1-inch sensor and 1 with the 1/1/3 sensor. If you're going to come out with a 1-inch sensor, use a 1-inch sensor on both.
I don't.
But that's me personally. That's me.
I don't think they really need a 4/3 sensor on that camera. I mean,
I don't think so either.
Because if you look at the wide field of view that it has, yeah, I don't know.
But you don't see the field of view on the other camera, and you don't see
the crop. Yeah,
you don't see the true camera size. If you go back to that picture, it looks like a 3 at the end. It could be anything. It could be chicken scratches for all we know.
Who knows? But
people blow up pictures and do forensics and all kinds of shit. And
Lawrence, you gotta get a break from
yes, it's that time.
For drone news and tech talk, tune in on Wednesday nights, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to Wednesday Night with those guys.
Later, Barkley.
And we're back. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, but maybe, just maybe, you'll see that. What are you thinking?
I don't know. I don't know as
You
far as
don't
that one
know.
sensor, but DJI, they just sometimes
Mhm.
you just don't know what the hell they're doing.
Okay.
Seriously. They show you one picture. How much were we going ooh and ah over the Mavic 2 the Mavic 2 Pro, and they were showing us the Osmo 2 Pro in the picture. What wasn't one of those weird things like that happen? Didn't that happen in the past?
Yeah, they have a tendency to do stuff like that.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna say I don't know anymore. When it comes out,
Yeah,
it comes out.
I've been saying that when it comes out, it comes out. I'm not. I gotta have time to, but I'm cover it because I see it too. So you know what I mean. I
Right,
know a lot of the guys are interested. So I mean,
now they
bring it up.
passed it, but hold on, they passed the FCC for the 5, and then
That
they
was
come back with another one for the 5 Pro. So that shows 2 cameras right there.
right, but that was back from like the 8th. The
Yeah.
FCC stuff came out.
For the 5, and now they're just passing the FCC for the Pro. All it is a word added to it.
I don't know.
It could fit under the same category
I
if it has
believe it
close to
was the
similar
same. They came the same day. The Pro was listed back on the 8th when I saw it.
Right.
Excuse me, but yeah, it's nothing new. I mean, I'm just saying that there's been now these 2 guys or
Hey,
women.
Bill.
I don't know who they are. I don't know them personally. I just know that it seems like they're the marketing and promotional team for DJI produced these pictures in between last week and this week. That was what happened. I just wanted to show that, mention that. That's what I was seeing. But because we had a picture last week that was also featured somewhere else that it was not those. So that's why I wanted to bring that up.
Okay.
But, Lawrence, Amazon Prime Day started yesterday. And as you know,
I need like $1,000, man, to buy some of this stuff.
Well,
buy everything that I need.
Well, it started yesterday, July 16th. Yeah. And it ends at midnight. And, with the Amazon Prime Day, is where you can get all the things you think you need and the things that you really don't need. So please feel free to go and shop. But if you are a drone guy or a drone head, drone fanatic, a damn drone junkie,
right,
just gotta have it. Or if you're really into these action cams, because it seems like this is Action Cam Wednesday.
I hear you.
Please feel free to get on over to Amazon and check it out because they got Action Cam deals under $250.
Well, I wanted to point that out. They are stressing that most of these deals are $250 or below $250. And every one of these windows that we show here, here's your Action 3.
Because
right
you
now,
got
this is
Action 3. What's that? The Action 3 outdoor combo.
Yes. Comes with all this stuff.
$49.
Look, $200, 2 batteries, a chest strap, and
they dropped the price.
Some kind of
on the outdoor bundle.
31%. It was originally $289.
I think you're looking at the standard. You got, oh no, that is the outdoor combo. Wow.
That's the yes.
Whoa.
Yes.
Okay, because it was originally $249 that they had it on sale for.
Well, listen.
That's the Action 3 outdoor
combo
outdoor
4K. Yes, right here.
Yep.
Yeah, this is the one. $200. What Saves a steal. Definitely.
Wow.
It has a rubber lens protector, which is definitely needed for those cameras.
Who knew?
You know,
Jump on it.
And then what else do they have on there?
You
What else
got
do they have?
the GoPro Hero Black Bundle. You got that one?
That's this one right here. Yeah. $250, $249. Okay,
$249. There we go.
Comes with 2 batteries, the camera, a head strap, and this is a clip-on. You can clip this onto your visor actually, or something, and then here's the headpiece, the one you could put on your head and wear, or I guess inside your helmet. I don't know how you would wear it. I've never used a head wrap for anything other than goggles. But $249, 34% off. Originally $379.
You knew that could go on your hard hat, right?
Yes, I was thinking about that. I was just thinking about that. This right here. This is what you're talking about.
No,
Or
the
this
whole,
one,
the
this
whole piece, the whole strap.
The whole strap can fit on my on our hard hats. Interesting. See. And if you just want, now check this out. If you just want the camera by itself, it drops down to $235.
Okay.
So I mean, if you want to spend a few dollars less, and they also have the mini. A lot of people aren't talking about this mini. The mini's $183 right now from there. So I think they have some pretty good deals. What's coming up next? What's next, Herman?
So we have also the Insta360 Ace. You know, an Insta360 has been a big thing to talk about lately, and DJI is supposed to be coming out with something new to match up with the Insta360. So here we go. For
Insta360.
Go ahead. They fudge the truth a lot when they start talking about under 250 and under, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because by the time you pay tax and things like that,
$249.99. Yeah, that's slightly under 250. That's under 250 without lying, right?
Yes, by as legal as they can get, under 250. But this is originally $379.99. Say $380 at 34% off. Also, so
you can't beat that.
What else we got?
So now under $200, we got the Hero or the what's it? No, my bad. The GoPro Hero Black, or should I say Hero 10 Black?
I was thinking about this, Herman, for an FPV.
No,
you know why?
No,
because it's originally $450. This is almost 50%. It's almost 50. It's 56% off. That's slightly more than half off.
Hold on, let me get that up there.
Huh?
All right, put it up there so everybody can see it.
What happened?
It's up. No, I put it up on the screen so everybody can see it.
Oh, okay. Nice. But yeah, this is actually, wait a minute, let me go back to the tab here. This is $450 camera right now for $200. That is still 16 left in stock.
Jump on it.
Yeah. And I mean, come on. I have the Hero 9 and I'm happy with it. But you know what's funny? The Hero 9 right now is $200 and something. And here you can get the Hero 10 for $200.
But if I was you, for what you're doing, I would have just got the 11.
Now check it out. Also for $200 is the bundle kit right here. Has a little grip handle and a little carrying case and bag if you feel dainty enough to want to carry a bag. All right.
You're wrong.
I'm just saying. All right, on to the next one. What do we got next?
And a lot of guys really did like this one, but the DJI Action 2 dual screen combo.
Yeah, remember this one?
A lot of people love this camera, and they were talking about buying more of them until the Action 3 came out.
Yep.
And the guys that didn't get a chance to get this, when they saw the Action 3, they was like, you know what, I'm not going to even bother.
Yeah.
But from the guys who did buy this, there was some issues with it, but a lot of people did like it. So
Right.
if you like it, I love it. Feel free, jump on it. It's a great price.
$200. Yeah.
Can't beat it. Can't beat it.
This
Can't
is
beat
everything in the box right here. You got the camera, you have the screen, you have the neck piece,
full screen combo,
card, a little suction cup for a car. All right.
Can't beat it. Can't beat it.
Not bad at all. And then finally, the last thing.
Well, what else do you have?
What started all of this? The Mini.
The Mini?
The Mini 4K is at a record price right now.
The Mini 4K.
You can only get it on Amazon.
Old goodie, but this drone has been revamped, reworked, all kind of things, whatever you want to call it.
New firmware, everything.
From the Mini 2 to now it's the Mini 4K. But you cannot beat this because DJI is making this thing affordable for everyone.
And only through Amazon. And this is not a paid endorsement.
Right. You can only get this through Amazon, right? The Mini 4K is it's a new way of bringing the Mini 2 back, in my opinion. But you can get this now with the flu vaccine controller, the RCN1.
The N1. Yeah, that's this one right here. That's
$239.
Yeah, even after tax, you're still under $300. Even after tax, you're still under $300.
Can't beat it. Can't beat it.
Yeah.
Can't beat it. Can't beat it. And you don't even have to buy any one of those crashable Feeny Mimis or Hubsons.
True. That's true. Get something that with a reliable return to home.
Or return to someone else's home.
That too.
Yeah, one that doesn't return to someone else's home.
Right.
What he said? You're looking for a drone that doesn't have, what is it? RTG? Return to ground?
Yeah, for real. In answer to Scott's question, he said, didn't the 10 have issues? Yes, it had overheating issues.
Right, that's why I tell you.
But according to
get the 11.
According to two updates, they seem to have resolved that issue. I haven't heard many people complaining, but it was getting so hot that the camera was shutting down.
How hot was it?
Yeah, it was getting so hot that it was shutting down, or people were getting minor burns from it because these cameras don't have exhaust. Huh?
No, because they're in those little tiny boxes.
Yeah.
It still is what it is. You can't, and that's part of the issue with your cell phone.
You're right, Angel.
What I wanted to talk about a little bit here was we talked about this Mini 4K. And I think this is where DJI really started to, not with this drone, but what they're doing with this drone is that, DJI has a drone in every friggin' price range. You know what I mean? There's a drone from DJI for everyone.
Right.
Even if you had to save a couple of weeks, to the end of the month to put together, if you're working and purchase a drone, this Mini 4K is a drone that's affordable for most people.
Yeah. Even if you don't know if you want to fly
everyone, but for most people. And when you start looking at how DJI has made the hobby affordable for everyone, because I remember I told you when I first saw DJI drone, it was over $1,500 to get into play. If you didn't have that, forget about it. You know what I mean? And that was for a Phantom. That was it. That was the only drone they had.
Right.
And then they came out, when the 3 dropped, they came out with 3 different grades of the 3 in different price ranges. So, I look at the DJI system now, and I'm like, wow, DJI going back to when they dropped originally the Mavic series. because you remember that came out, it was cheaper than buying a Phantom 4 Pro because the Phantom 4 Pro had not long come out. And DJI has been continuously doing this. They even did a play when they remember when the Air 2S dropped, when they were like, what's going to happen with after the Evo drop, and they came up with all these cameras, and they remember when they said it was interchangeable.
Yeah,
8K and the 4K and the 22K and all that they came out with.
I remember.
And then they smacked them in the face with the air system.
They didn't even come out.
Right.
Yeah.
Remember that? And it was they undercut the price on it. It was like, whoa.
Yep. Before Autel could launch, they just slapped them in the head.
Damn. DJI has been, and I think that's what's really made it a big issue for DJI, because DJI has been putting out these products, and they've been putting out these drones so much and so often that now that they've got tiers of price ranges, and within they got compartments within those tiers. You could look at the Mini. You got a Pro, Standard, and a 4K now, like because there was an SE. Then it's
just like they did with the Phantom 3.
You got the Mavic series, right? You got the Mavic.
Just like they did with the Phantom 3.
You got the Pro, the Mavic, and then you got the Classic.
Yep.
So you got 1, 2, or 3 cameras on that thing now.
And then for the big boys, you have the Enterprise.
Well, yeah, that's an Enterprise, but yeah, an Enterprise range.
But on the consumer level, yes, there are options.
Enterprise, yeah. So there's drones for everyone, and I think that's what has made DJI such a fucking pain in the ass to the entire industry.
Angel says, I have almost every DJI drone. Don't need any more for now. I have from the Mini SE to the
until
Air
the next one.
Eight. That's what I was getting ready to say. Stop it right now.
Until the next one.
Stop it right now. You're already eight deep in that rabbit hole. All
until the next one.
So the next one comes out with something, and you'll probably bite yourself in the behind if they do launch that Air 3S.
Well,
I'm telling you, it's going to have something that the others don't have.
Of course, they always do that. Put something in it
to
make you think, you know what, I needed that.
They piecemeal you. They piecemeal us these parts. They've been doing it since the Phantom 4 Pro. They have never made a total complete drone again since the Phantom 4 Pro.
You'll never see a drone that you could take that is a complete drone from your cinematic shooter to your enterprise drone again. And that was because they released the SDKs. If they had did that with the Mavic 3 and the Mavic 3 Pro, forget about it.
I've been flying drones 8 years, and the Phantom 4 Pro has been #1 seller still as far as doing work and all of these things for 7+ years.
Well, I don't know, because the Phantom 4 Pro, when I first started flying, it wasn't out. The 3 series was out, and then the 4 came. And then 6 months later was the Phantom 4 Pro. And I was going to buy the Phantom 4.
Yeah.
And the guy at the DJI store told me, he's like, you want the Pro? I was like, the Pro? What's this Pro thing?
Yeah.
And that's when I started noticing everything with DJI. If you get the Pro, you got it what they supposed to, what they would actually wanted you to purchase.
Yep.
The Pro. Everything else was just a feeler. But you know what, Lawrence? This drone industry has been lovely because who's watching you? You know, a man used a drone to catch a cheating wife.
Yeah,
33-year-old man in the from the central China, Hubei province. I got it. I pronounced it. I pronounced it without biting my tongue. Don't ask me to do it again. He used the drone to confirm that his suspicions. His wife became a little should I say increasingly
Distant.
distant, yeah, of the past year, he says. And she has changed her schedule at work, and she's had frequent visits to her parents' house. So my man put his drone up, I guess, and he actually somehow revealed his suspicions. He caught his footage, caught his wife somehow meeting up with her boss in a remote mountain hut.
Yeah.
This is unknown to everyone at the company and to even this gentleman, her boss's wife, because even she didn't know that this was going on. So the footage has happened to capture that what was going on, and somehow it's made its way to social media, and it's actually gone viral in China.
Yes. And one last thing. Did you mention that it was her boss she was cheating on him with?
Yeah, I did. That.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was in another window.
Yeah,
I was in another window.
A boss going to this remote mountain area hut, and his wife even worked at the company and didn't know that this was going on. So,
Yeah, see.
like I say, drone industry, the drone technology is beautiful. Who's watching you?
Frank Rizzo says, I know Herman needs to sell me one of those drone phantoms behind him.
Get back up. Those are great mapping drones, and you can have
Great packing drones. That's funny.
they're great mapping drones, and you can have them.
Yeah,
You know what,
yeah,
Lawrence?
yes.
We actually have to do well, Vic was going to be coming in to hang out with us.
Okay, well, I have something I could play from Bowshark.
Oh, okay.
I can play a Bowshark short.
Okay.
He does give us permission to play his stuff. So if you
Okay.
decide to go, hey, these guys are playing their stuff on the stream, he already said.
Hey, listen,
me-
you don't care what those guys think.
Let me
As long
set
as
this
we
up.
say it's okay.
She couldn't do either one.
What happened?
Shut up, you!
What happened there?
What happened?
Repeat
You want to repeat it? We can repeat that. We can do that again. You weren't listening. I thought it was funny. Hold on. That's why I picked this one. Okay. Share audio. All right. Let me see. Volume's all the way up. All right. Here you go. Hold on. Let me go back here to the beginning.
My wife told me that women are better at multitasking than men. So I asked her to sit down and be quiet. She couldn't do either one. Shut up, you!
There you go.
That's
Thank you, Jim Bowshark.
That's
for,
not nice.
Hey, I didn't write it.
That's mean.
Hey, CT Pirate, welcome. Please remember to like the stream. We appreciate it, Bill. I only see 17 here. We need Hustle Man Gary in here. He gets us up to like 20 something. Oh, there's 22. Okay, thank you much.
So Hustle Man Gary.
Yeah, he can get you. He can get you your lights up really quick. He come in and start talking about stuff. Hey, yes,
That's
we are.
funny.
We are. Thanks for coming to the stream.
That's funny, Hustle Man Gary.
Yeah.
No,
It's
I
almost
like
that
Gary.
time. It's almost time for a sponsor.
I loved hanging out with Gary. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, definitely. We appreciate you guys. We know that there are a few that may be lurking outside the stream, and but that usually happens. And in May, we give it some time. Vic Moss should be here shortly.
Yeah.
we need to tell you guys, we will not be live next week.
No,
We will not be live next week, Herman, because those guys, Ariel, has some work outside of New York, and we need to go take care of that work. So we will not be in New York to do Wednesday night with those guys next week.
I'm still hoping that we can, but as of now,
We
will not be here.
but it don't be surprised.
I mean, it's maybe. I mean, maybe we can.
We are going to try our best, but with the work that's coming up, we're trying.
Maybe we can do it from where we are. I don't know.
Maybe we can do it on the. If we're coming home, we'll be traveling, but just wanted to let you guys know we will figure it out. Maybe we'll do a traveling one after work or something.
We'll figure it out and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but for now, until you see Herman schedule it, like on a Monday or Tuesday, as for now, we don't want to commit ourselves and not be able to. So we would just want to give you guys a heads up and let you know what's going on.
Yes, that we probably will not be. If you don't see anything pop up, that means we're not here.
Yeah, that means we can't get away, but we will try.
I really do like the schedule. I really do like to schedule the stream. You know, a couple of days in advance and get the thumbnail up and everything like that. But
yeah,
busy is busy. But we have Vic Moss coming on to hang out with us and talk a little bit about this Senate, where it's going with the NDAA. So, Vic Moss, how are you doing, Vic?
Hey, how are you?
Okay, there we go. Now we can.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
we can hear you now.
Okay,
We got
can't
you
hear
fine.
Troubles. Okay, hang on a second. Time to punt here. Sorry.
Well, you know what, Lawrence? Until we can get a break from us, get a break from us.
Go ahead, do that. Go for it. Yeah, we can get it in.
For pilots looking to scale their operations, set up record keeping.
Okay, can you hear me now?
What you need to be
I
able to
can't
start,
hear you, dadgummit.
keep your business rolling. Everything you need from starting your own website and sharing your work, even booking your work. Drone a Day is for you.
Oh, holy moly,
Feel
there
free
you
to
are.
Check it out. Everything that you need to know is in the description.
Okay, I'm back.
There you go. We can hear you.
Okay, we can hear you.
Back
loud
up to the backup to the backup. Earphones. Holy moly.
That's why we have multiple drones.
That's why, yeah. Even today, I ran into that problem today. I got an RC Pro back for
Can I
repair
just say
yesterday.
one thing before we get to
Oh,
business?
absolutely.
Rick?
Sorry.
There's just one thing before we get to business. Herman had asked you about cell phone work, and you was like, "That was not my bag."
No, it was not.
I'm starting to feel like you. Okay, just joking. I just got it out my system.
That's fine. Great respect for those who do it. Ain't my thing.
It's what we're doing,
Ain't
You
my
know
thing.
what?
and I'm starting to grit my teeth.
You know what? I'm just gonna say, you know what, because I'm getting my comeuppance. I'm learning.
That's what it feels like.
It's humbling.
Yeah.
Okay, now back to the real world and
Sure.
this NDAA
So we know
update that you put out.
there's no wording. So you let us know last week. There's no
Correct.
wording from the CCCP and the Drones for First Responders. What I was looking through and listening to a lot of stuff that's been going on out there. And yeah, there's no wording on that, but there is wording on funding manufacturing and innovation of new ideas and design and stuff like that. And what I do want to, I mean, you might not want to start off by jumping into this, but what I do understand is that how does some of the stuff from the CCP not come back or so say even drones for first responders come back
Oh,
as
it can.
amendments in other ways.
It can, which is the issue. I was actually going to pull up another screen here, but that's okay. It's okay. Just in case
You can,
people
if
don't
you
know.
have a screen to share, you should.
Oh, I don't have a
share.
screen to share. I was just going to pull something up
Okay.
for my own benefit, for my own edification.
Okay.
So basically, it's as you mentioned, the Countering CCP Drones Act is not in the National Defense Authorization Act Senate version. And the House version, not the Senate version. It can come back. It can end up in the Senate version two different ways. One, every bill that's passed by the House and passed by the Senate, it's rare indeed that they're identical bills. Sometimes there are, but usually there aren't. So it goes to a conference committee, and the conference committee then hammers out the differences, and then everybody says, "Yeah, friend, that works," and it goes to the president for signature. If it makes it back in the conference committee, so the Senate says, "Okay, go ahead and add it back. That's fine. We don't care." Then we have an issue. But we can't get too excited about that part yet, because so far the Senate hadn't even voted on it, and they won't. You know, they're in recess now. You got the Republican convention, then you got the Democratic convention. They won't be back till after September 6th. Don't put me. Don't quote me on that. But sometime after the 1st of September, they come back, and then they get going, and then they do things, and then they may or may not vote on it yet. The scuttlebutt is that they're going to wait and do lame duck session voting, and that can either be good or bad. Lame duck, for those who don't know, they vote on stuff after the elections. So the people who did not win or are not running are lame duck. I don't know where that term came from, but I love it. And they can vote however the heck they feel with no consequences whatsoever. So that could be good or that could be bad. So either way. The other way it can come back is you can have floor amendments put into a bill. So you can say, let's say Senator Tester stands up and says, "I want to put the CCPDA language in the bill, in the Senate NDAA."
Right.
And he can say, "Yes, let's do that." And then they would do a unanimous dissent or unanimous, not dissent. What's the opposite of dissent?
Assent.
No, I'm sorry, DISSENT, not DESCENT.
Oh.
Approval, whatever the word is. My brain's not working. I had a last minute shoot this morning, so which is why I'm running a little late. So it could still go on that. So what we really need to do right now, well, not right now because everybody's actually, you don't know right now, is see if you can reach out to your senators, because in theory they're supposed to be back campaigning or possibly talking with constituents in their own local jurisdictions. That's kind of what the recess is all about. So if you consent, thank you, James. My brain is like, oh man, James is going to come help me. Dissent, consent. There we go. So you need to get a hold of your senators, especially your senators. And if you can, have a face-to-face with them and explain what would happen if Senator Tester or somebody else tries to add an amendment to the NDAA with the CCCPDA language. I know there's a lot of letters we're throwing out at people. Hopefully everybody understands what we're talking about.
Just write it down.
Yeah, write it down. Google. Ask the Google lady.
Right.
You know, I was checking out some things and I was like, they've thought, like, who writes this stuff? They thought about all kind of things, like from like limiting the purchase of garlic and seafood
from China. That's right. That's right.
Why don't you do that for the rest of the country?
Well, in defense of our favorite Florida senator, they use human fertilizer, shall we say, in a lot of their farming, as they do in other third world countries. Okay, this is not like this Chinese thing. And that was the whole impetus. Like, well, yeah, you're using using human fertilizer, poop, to fertilize your stuff, so we can't put it in our DoD bases. Whatever. You wash it first, right? I mean, you don't want to go pick it up out of the ground and eat it, but you wash it first. But whatever. China's the whipping boy right now this session. So whatever it is.
I just think about all of the people who pick grapes in the supermarket and pop them.
Now that's gross. I would not do that. Or Walmart. That's even worse. Touched by all the Walmartians.
Walmartians. That's a new one. Walmart.
Oh, it is? No, that's actually on their website. Not on their website. No, but there's a website called the People of Walmart. It's if you ain't got nothing better to do and you're bored to tears or you're in a bad mood, go to the People of Walmart and start looking at people. It's like, my life doesn't suck. It's like watching Cops. If you feel bad about yourself, watch Cops.
Right. If someone's always doing worse than you are.
That's right.
So they want to put money into the hands of these manufacturers or whoever comes up with new ideas and new stuff. I guess for the drone first responders and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but so where's this money going to come from?
Good question.
Well, you want their answer or you want my answer? Stephanic's answer is
because I know what the bills
what her answer is. Yeah. And what I've proposed, and if you go to my article, DSPalliance.org, there's in the newsroom, there's one of my articles. I think it might be the first article. What I've proposed, and we would love to find somebody in the Senate or House to run with it, is get rid of the 5-year ban. That's not going to happen. All it's going to do is screw life up for us, for the industry. But we already pay a 25% tariff. I think most people know that. For any Chinese drones that comes to the United States, we pay a 25% tariff, which right now goes down that big toilet called the general fund. And what we can do, Miss Stefanik, since you're not going to be VP, you'll have time on your hands now. Sorry, editorial comment there. Rewrite the bill. Just scrap the first drones for first responder bill. Scrap it. Get rid of it. Boot it. Throw it away. Flush it down the toilet. Whatever. And write a new bill that says, okay, we take that 25% that we're already paying as an industry, set it aside, and use it to fund the U.S. drone manufacturing market, not first responders, not ranchers and farmers, and not those with critical infrastructure. Because you can give them all the money in the world if they ain't got nothing to buy. It's just going to sit there. So if they would do that, it would not cost us any more money. It's already costing us money, obviously. And then we would do things like put it to manufacturers, put it to people who can do the chips, put it to not just drone manufacturers, but parts manufacturers and suppliers to build the U.S. drone industry. But the lion's share needs to go to the drone manufacturers for remote ID, for R&D. So research and development. And they would need to come to the table with, hey, this is what we're going to do. And we're going to make that Mavic or Inspire competitive drone. That's what we should do.
But is it enough? Because, how things go here, there has to be some for the actual project, some for me to skim off the top, and then some for me to skim off the bottom.
There should be enough. What was DJI sales last year in the United States? I don't know, and I've asked them. Let's say $1 billion. Okay, that's probably fairly accurate. Maybe let's say 500 million, just for whatever. 20% of that, since we pay 25%, so 20% of that $500 million is already the tariff. So what's 20% of $500 million? $100 million. So we can take that $100 million that's going into general fund that gets wasted and use it to benefit the U.S. drone manufacturing industry. And that's just DJI. Assuming the numbers are accurate. I'm taking numbers, picking them out of my nose.
It could be more, it could be less.
I don't think it's much less than that. DJI had billions of dollars worth of sales last year, and the U.S. is 40-something% of their market. So you can do the math.
Yeah, I get it. I'm just looking at this, and I'm wondering, because I know they're not going to stop, and a lot of the talk out there is that the hobby is in jeopardy. A lot of the talk out there is that the hobby, even with the fact that there's no wording in the NDAA of these two other bills, that they believe that the hobby is going to continuously be under attack. And I'm like, and sometimes I wonder, because I think that right now that the FAA and a lot of people see what's happening, but they're not really listening to what's actually going on. And I think that since remote ID, hobbyists have been moved into flying only in FRIAs.
Some of them, if they don't have remote ID, or if they're under 250 grams, they don't have to be registered, so they don't have to have remote ID. If you don't have that, then you're stuck to a FRIA to fly legally.
Right.
But I think the vast majority of hobbyists, a lot of them are flying the smaller drones and they're not registered, so they can fly anywhere they want. The remote ID is not necessary. It's not.
You
It's
think
not,
so?
It's not required.
You think the vast majority are flying smaller minis? And
I think so. Well, maybe
of
vast
guys-
majority is overrated.
A
A
lot
lot
of
of them.
do have them.
A lot of them do. And let's say anything newer already got it anyway, so they're already flying with remote ID gear.
yeah,
Because
that's
the
true.
hobbyists were moved to flying in FRIAs. You had to be either flying under a community-based organization. Or
That doesn't mean you have to fly in the FRIA.
Mhm.
You can fly under a CBO outside of a FRIA. You do not have to be in a FRIA to fly under a CBO. You don't even have to belong to an organization to fly under their rules, like AMA or FPFSC, FPVFC, or whoever, STEMC. You do not have to belong to them to fly under their rules. That is stated clearly by the FAA. You just have to fly under their safety guidelines.
Okay, there's the
Right.
difference.
Yeah.
There's the difference, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense then. Because I see some people that just refuse. Why should I join the AMA if I can't fly anywhere else? Well, at least that's one place you could fly.
You
I've
can
never
fly anywhere.
understood that. I've never understood that because
Right, that's true. You never could fly anywhere. People
The
chose to
AMA
do it.
the AMA, if you're a drone pilot, they will register. They will take
They
your
don't like you.
membership. They'll take your membership. I know of two of the clubs here in New York that will sign you up as a member, as a drone pilot. There's a couple of guys in all of those, in both of the clubs.
Mhm.
Matter of fact, the one in Gravesend, I believe all of the guys there fly drones, and a couple of the guys over at Garrison fly drones.
Yes, you can belong to AMA as a drone. But I belong to AMA. I've been an AMA
Yes,
member
so do
for
I.
a while, but I also work with AMA at different levels. So, I just figure if I'm gonna work with them, I should support them. But where was I going with that? Oh, the confusion is that if you are a member, then you have to fly only there. That's just not true. Now, their insurance, there's issues with their insurance, blah blah blah, whatever. We won't get into that, but you don't have to belong, as I said, to a CBO to fly under the CBO guidelines. Now, I suggest if you're using their guidelines, because they are nonprofits, to sign up and give them some money, because that's only fair. I belong to the FPVFC and I belong to AMA. But I don't really use anybody's guidelines because I don't fly recreationally.
I don't know if this is a statement or a question, but it's in a joke. John Poopy says you can also choose to fly under whatever CBO fits the time of flight, correct?
Bingo. Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. Just make sure you can. Okay, if you want to fly FPV, obviously Dave's crowd is going to be a lot more relaxed with FPV stuff than AMA will be. So yeah, absolutely, 100%. You can do it. You can fly whatever you want. Just make sure you have the copy with you. You want to make sure you have a copy of the safety guideline with you. So yeah, you can just do whatever you want. You can switch back and forth all day long.
Well, to fly here in New York, you need a binder.
Hey, my binder with my 2 waivers now, it's a big old binder.
Yes, yes. You need something to carry the paperwork around.
You need a binder because from your pre-flight checklist to your permit,
To your insurance, to my BB loss waiver is 27 pages
Everything,
long.
yes.
you know what? When we first spoke to you about, and Lawrence brought this up earlier, about the flying cell towers and cell sites.
The taste is different in my mouth.
The only thing I can take away from it flying in New York is it's so much better when somebody else is paying for the permit.
Oh, hell
Yes.
heck yeah.
Yes,
Heck yeah.
yes.
I don't know how you
Yes.
guys do it in New York. That's
If it
horrible.
wasn't for that, I would probably fly, but just not as much. But when I get to fly for work, you can guarantee
Get as
under
many
that permit,
pictures as you
I'm
can.
going to take a few pictures and shoot a little video
Yep. You're up
because
anyway.
it's legal
Mm-hmm.
to be there.
I tell
It-
people
it-
all the time, if you're up flying, look around. Look around. I did a shot. We were flying a building here in Denver 3 weeks ago, and it was a sunrise, and I turned as I was flying to the next shot. And I saw some railroad tracks, which I knew were there. It's not like this big surprise there's railroad tracks there, but I thought, damn, I like the light on that. Repositioned, did a shot real quick, and then started flying again and put it up on the DJI weekly best of the week or whatever it's called, and it won. So
oh, get out of here. just randomly, huh?
yeah, so look around. If you're flying someplace you're not going to fly again, look around and get something for yourself. National Park, Washington D.C. I mean, both of those times I was flying there, it's like I'm getting stuff for me too.
You better
Yeah.
for the archives, and it looks great in the portfolio.
Yep. Well, website.
Yeah.
I do have portfolios. It's funny. I found them. I was cleaning out my office the other day, and I found it's like, oh, wow, my old portfolios.
Now, I don't know how much more you can explain to local drone pilots that you still hear the jargon. Oh, well, I might as well not buy the next new drone because I can't fly. And I'm getting so really tired of hearing the same thing over and over. What can you do to ensure, what can we do to tell people you at least have at a minimum of 2 years to fly?
Slap some sense into them. Is there a slap button on this? No. And I get it. There's so much misinformation out there given by people who mean, they're not trying to do it. They're just, they mean well, but it's not. Okay. Let's just say worst case scenario, NDAA language gets somewhere. I'm sorry. See, now I'm doing it. CCC PDA language gets somehow put in the NDAA. That means definitely no more new DJI gear that requires an FCC license. So no more new DJI gear, which is stupid because DJI is not going to quit building drones, but we'll go over that for a minute. Worst case scenario, the FCC has the ability to retroactively revoke current FCC licenses. Can they do it? Yes. Will they? Think about this. Think about this. With that one stroke of a pen or push of a button on the computer, whatever, they would absolutely ground 70% of the drone businesses in this country and over 90% of first responder fleets. Yes. Nobody in their right mind in Congress, and I'm seriously, I mean, nobody in their right mind in Congress or on the FCC would do that. It's unfathomable that somebody, even a career bureaucrat that hates China, would do that to a multi-billion-dollar industry and first responder fleets. It would literally cost American lives if they did that. So could they? Sure. Will they? I would be absolutely floored. And trust me, I have very little faith in Congress these days, but I would still be floored if they did that.
You know what? It would also cost so much more money because just in what we were just talking about, we were just mentioning as far as communications. Right now, these cell companies, T-Mobile and them, are looking to expand. They're looking to do construction on some of their sites and their towers. Right now, the ideal drone for them is the DJI Mavic 3 Enterprise.
Yeah.
And they say it. That's the ideal drone for the job. They recommend it out the gate.
Yes. Yes. We were told that out the box.
So with that being said, and with the United States knowing that we don't hold a candle right now to what DJI is doing or can produce.
Nobody does. It's not just the US. Nobody does.
Yeah, but with what we're talking about, dealing with what we're trying to accomplish here. And eliminating DJI eliminates the product that you can actually learn from.
Right.
You have the best teacher right now in your face.
Mm-hmm.
You can learn from their product.
Yeah.
what you
Well,
need
just
where you need to go.
well, just like what they call the trickle down effect with what they're trying to do with Contigo and Anzu drones.
Mhm.
The United States doesn't seem so susceptible to accepting this. I mean, they have Randall. Randall's doing what he can, but
Right.
I don't see anyone here in the United States trying to help that business grow. So how do you
Well,
expect
Randall's
other
investors are U.S., so there are people trying to help. They're all non-named, which I don't blame them. They're
Okay,
silent
okay.
partners.
We don't know about this in the
Yeah.
background then.
Yeah, well, it's not. I mean, if you ask Randall, that's what he'll say. It's not like I'm spilling the beans here anywhere. I don't know who they are. But
His investors, you
the
said?
issue is, and Stefanik has said this, that those associated with DJI is also going to be in her targets. That would be Contigo and that would be Anzu, even
Mhm.
though they're not. I mean, they're not. They're just built under license.
But
So-
why is
Well, see-
the go ahead, Herman.
Well, see, what I didn't understand with that is that because you're talking about just licensing technology, it's being run just like our cell phone on American software.
Yeah.
You know, it's a Chinese product being run on American software. So you're talking about a product made in where is it made over in what the hell country is it made over in wherever it's made at
Taiwan,
no, not the Contigo.
not the Anzu.
Anzu is made in Malaysia.
Malaysia,
Oh,
right? Yeah,
Malaysia,
made in Malaysia, but it's an American firm that manufactures in Malaysia. Okay, so it's the country of origin. We're worrying about Malaysian manufacturing, but if some and I said this before, they were talking about 5 years. If somehow he can find a way that product can and right, exactly, being made here,
Not going to happen.
5 years.
Mm-mm.
Unless the United States is going to open that door and create that ecosystem, that 5 years is never going to happen.
No, it's not. And let's say they go ahead and say no more new DJIs. As I mentioned, that's not going to stop DJI from building and selling drones. They're going to continue to innovate. It's just we as a country are not going to be allowed to use those new innovative products.
Mhm.
And what you hear people like Stefanik and you hear people like Rubio and you hear that crowd say, well, if we get rid of the Chinese drones, these dreaded, horrible Chinese drones that are spying on all our bird butts, as Kenji says, then what's going to happen is the American manufacturers will not be forced to innovate against China. They'll be forced to innovate against each other. And that's like Little League playing against each other instead of Little League playing against a World Series team.
I agree.
You're not, and that just popped into my head and I have no idea where that came from. You're not going to get the push to innovate from an American company if they don't have another better, more powerful, I guess
It's
we
like
could say,
running a
that
race
company
against
pushing
yourself.
them.
So there's two questions.
It's like
real
running a
quick.
race against yourself.
Right.
That's a great way to put it.
You're
That's a
just
great way.
spinning-
Running a race against you, you're winning with your teammates because
How fast do you have to run if you're only running against yourself?
exactly.
Quick question. Do you see the possibility of phase out or revocation of DJI's approved gear rather than everything is banned overnight approach? Because I don't believe they're going to ban overnight either.
No. They're not going to ban them overnight. If they ban them overnight, it will be an FCC issue like what we just talked about.
Yeah.
That's really the only way. They can't say, come take all our DJI gear and say, you can't fly it anymore. And by the way, even if we lose the FCC licensing, we can still fly. They're not going to,
Yeah.
they're not going to grab
Right.
them.
You will just be considered
illegal.
rogue.
The DFR is the Drones for First Responders does have a 5-year phase in by
Right.
2030, January 1st, 2030 is the ban on all fully assembled DJI or Chinese drones, period.
Chinese
So DJI,
drones.
Autel, every single hobby drone out there.
Everything.
That's the issue. I don't see anything in the pipeline that says outright ban overnight. It's just not going to happen. You have the government bans, obviously. And we're running into that. Trust me. Oh boy, if I got something, hopefully I can share one of these days up in the Northwest.
I wanted to ask you just to be a jerk.
I'm okay with that.
You know, in talking about made in America. So if So how long do I have if I'm making FPV drones, if I'm buying the parts from China and assembling it here in America? It's made in America, but with Chinese parts.
Source parts. That's the problem. That's
So
the
I
problem.
still have a 5-year window.
Roughly. And
According to that, to
Yeah.
drones for first responders, right?
yeah, it's just not going to happen. These people writing these rules have no idea what they're talking about. They're being fed misinformation by others.
Right.
Yeah. And
Right.
and others that have a stake in the game or something to accomplish or some monetary value to
Or happen to work for both.
Well, I just
The other
Skydio-
brand and formerly with that James said
Skydio?
with Skydio, and with Stefanik,
Yeah.
there's
Well, I
all of the
just
money.
wanted to bring up something, Vic and Herman, that all has not been done in vain, because DJI had put this announcement out here. Hold on, I have to show it, and it's a little thank you thing. Wait a minute, window. There we go. It's a little thank you from DJI. It says, but first, a thank you. Thank you for making your voices heard in the past weeks by engaging with your senators and representatives to urge them to oppose any legislation that would restrict the safe and responsible use of your drones. As we continue to do our part to defend your rights to use our products in the United States, we want to keep you updated on the latest developments. And I snatched this screenshot off of the internet, of course. Hey, Corey, welcome back. So DJI, this drone advocacy that
DAA.
comes up, Vic, you guys, whoever did the programming for it was incredibly great. But is there any way that you can get it to come up every 2 weeks instead of once a month?
We've talked about it. And for those don't know what the DAA Drone Advocacy Alliance, we are a
Yes, I put the
grassroots
link in the
effort.
chat.
Yeah, and I'm awesome, and I'm the director, so unpaid, by the way. We have to be careful pushing stuff out, because there are certainly people like, hey, send me something every week, but the vast majority of people like,
don't want it to
no,
be
I don't want
spam.
it. I don't want it. And plus the saturation. If you do it too often and something pops up, like let's say Tester drops his bill in the Senate when they get back, then it's like, oh, we need to target this Tester bill specifically. And somebody
Right.
sees a DAA email come up, it's like, oh, that we know what that is. That's the same thing they say every week, and that gets passed. So it's a fine line between saturation and making it just right.
I understand, and you don't want to seem like you're spamming, so that
And that's-
does make
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Also,
Right.
I get that. It's just that every time it pops up, I'm like, damn, I could have did this last week too, But
Yeah,
I see
but
the
you
logic
also-
behind it. Yeah, after
And
a
also,
while,
yeah, that so the senators
have
and Congress people don't like seeing that stuff every week.
yeah,
either.
repetitive stuff, even
Yeah.
though they spam us.
Yeah, they spam us. Oh, trust me, I'm on a couple different now because I reached out to them for something else. It's just like unsubscribe, and I don't think the unsubscribe button works.
You don't think so?
Oh, you want more? Sure. No.
Yeah, bring more, bring more.
By unsubscribing, they're giving you more.
Exactly. I think I'm going to see if I can find a send me more button and see if that unsubscribes me. I don't know.
So hold on, got a new Samsung washer made in China. They're
Oh,
coming soon.
grab it up, jump on
It's
it.
talking to China. I
They're
can
coming
promise you.
soon. Right, because these new washers and
You know
refrigerators
what?
now have internet connection
Mhm.
and actually call the serviceman. So the
Yeah.
serviceman or sends him an
Yes.
email to get on the phone to tell you your machine needs a maintenance.
You
And
know
you're
what I
paying
want
for
to tell you?
this.
You know what, Lawrence? I want to tell you about that. If you ever go to the Samsung Experience, right, in Manhattan, I go there all the time.
Okay.
Whenever I need to have my phone checked out, that's why I don't go to the phone carrier. I go over there.
You don't
Okay.
go to the carrier. You
No,
go
I don't go
straight
to the carrier.
Samsung.
I go to the Samsung store. Since then, I've got the monitor, the TV, and the phone. So it's a good and bad place because when you go down there, you see all the stuff that they have before the store has it. and it's like I need that. And I got the monitor, the TV, and a couple other things. But
I got a Samsung phone.
Right.
I don't use it.
Well,
No, I bought it. I bought it so I can, you know, I first of all I needed a fourth line.
I love it. I fool the hell out of it.
I just use it for testing, that kind of thing. Remote ID apps, especially since they won't really run on Apple products. I'm an Apple guy through and through.
Oh, okay. Well, you
I
know,
can tell
I'm
when
just
you said I have an Android and don't use it.
yeah. I've been a Samsung guy for like, ooh, gosh. I'm gonna go back to the Galaxy S2.
Okay.
Don't know what that is, so I'll just
Well,
sit here and nod.
it goes way back, but I could say I've been forced to become a Samsung guy because I was a true LG person.
It's still
Wow.
Android.
I know, but it's the make of LG phones was so much better than these Samsungs out there. But Vic wouldn't know. We're talking Chinese to him now.
Hey, my first phone was a Motorola flip phone.
Oh, I have
Wow.
that still.
Wow.
I didn't
still
have the
that.
suitcase, but my first phone was a Motorola
cellular
flip
one.
phone. Cellular one.
The big gray one, with
Yeah.
and it had the
With
extended
the little
battery.
antenna you pulled out, the little
Yeah, with
stubby
the
antenna
extended
you pulled out?
battery that only gives you about maybe like 4 more phone calls.
Wow, we're old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right about that. But getting back to this, I still push the drone advocacy, and I
Beautiful,
like to
thank
say,
you.
check your emails.
Yes, please. The link is in the description, everyone, for the drone
Check
advocacy.
your emails. You may get a warning once a month saying, speak to your senator, fill it out again. Because since you put out the link, I can say I've honestly done it about 3 or 4 times.
That's awesome. We've had thousands and thousands of emails sent to the point where we know of at least one person who resides in Congress at the election of his local or her local people to say, please quit sending us stuff.
Send us some more.
We don't want to
Send
hear
us some
anymore.
more.
That's why I'm not saying who it is, because it's like,
Send
I'm
us
not going to do that.
Understandable.
Send us some
Understandable.
more.
But that's what it's all about. And also, I want to mention real quick that if you do this, if you send out an email, you may not get an answer back. That's normal. You may also get a canned answer back. Not Rubio. Shoot, who's the other one in Florida? I can see his face.
I couldn't tell you if they're talking.
Anyway,
not Rubio, the guy.
The other guy,
over.
Rick Scott.
Okay.
No, it was Rubio actually. Hey, wow. He sent out an email to a whole bunch of different people yesterday, people that had reached out to him through DAA, and it was identical because I've seen 2 people have sent them to me, and he talks about everything Chinese, and that's where one of the things where the garlic comes in, but it never ever says anything about drones.
Mhm.
These people have reached out to them specifically about the DJI, the CCC, PDA, DFR, and he says nothing in this email return letter about drones. It's just everything he's done and everything he's done to or for China, or to China, not for China. Legislatively.
Something not related to the topic, but it's because you're an Apple man, and I'm taking this as another Apple user. Seeing as he's an Apple guy, what video software do you use for editing?
Final Cut Pro.
What is that?
Final Cut Pro. I've used Final Cut Pro since 2004.
Okay.
So that's and I have the full Adobe suite. I've got whatever the Adobe one's called. I forgot already.
Yeah, Adobe Premiere.
Premiere. I've got it. I just don't use it because I have to pay for the whole suite because of everything else I use. I can't pick and choose.
Okay. That was, I thought we'd throw that in there. We wanted to know if anyone else had any questions related to this or
anything.
Right, yeah.
related to drones and
well, the NDAA, because my real interest on it is the fact that Stefanik and the rest of the Republican Party hasn't stopped. I mean, and they actually have bipartisan laws, on this, partisan issues with this bill. They all like parts of it, but don't like some of it coming out, of
You talking about the NDAA now?
Yeah, well,
No.
not the NDA, but the words of
CCCP.
the whole defense bill. And from what I'm understanding, that for some reason, even Biden is thinking about vetoing the words of it as it is. But
Hey, we don't have line item veto in this country.
What happened?
We don't have line item veto in this country. He either has to veto the whole thing or not at
Right?
all.
No, yeah, you're right. But he can take issue to one or two things mentioned in it.
Yeah, he can say he doesn't like it.
Right, of why he would veto it. But I don't know. That's what I'm hearing on it. I don't know. Either way, my worries is that some of the things of these two bills that we were talking about, as far as the CCCP and the drones for first responders, because even though they mention about doing money is going to be funding some of the manufacturing for drones in America, and we spoke about where it could come from and where that money should come from. I'm still worried about the fact that when I mentioned this to you before about amendments with this bill and where they might go with it, because I know they're not going to let go.
They probably aren't. It's something, even if it doesn't make it into this year, the NDAA, then we're gonna have to watch for next year. We're gonna have to see if it's put up on its own, which I don't think it ever will be. I don't think it has the support across the and this is not just partisan. This is bipartisan, because if you think about it, Senator Tester from Montana is a Democrat.
Right.
So he's going to push in the Senate. So the conservatives seem to be a little more pushy than the non-conservatives about this, but it's people on both sides. But it's tough. It's tough to have to watch it all the time. And I forgot what you asked me, by the way. Sorry.
No, that like I got, and I said I didn't even think I worded it as a question so much, but more as a concern. The fact that amendments coming out of those bills and adding on to this after this goes to committee for debate on this bill, because I watched the last couple of Senate committees that they've had that they put together, and it's like a joke over there with them. It's like you're asking questions that you know the answer to, and you're asking it from somebody that is a number one stakeholder in eliminating the guy that you're talking about, and you don't have enough information or knowledge to know whether or not he's even lying to you, bullshitting you, or telling you the truth.
And they are. I mean, the guy, the bureaucrat that said, "Oh yeah, DJI can read your heartbeat and some facial recognition." And all that was literally. I mean, that was literally a lie, an untruth on purpose. So of course,
there was no one to question it.
No, if you are testifying in front of a committee, you're invited, so you know who's going to invite you, and B, you're provided with questions beforehand.
Right.
So it's not a committee meeting; it's a publicity stunt, and that's almost unanimously. Now, if you're talking about confirming a judge and stuff like that, then that's a whole nother ball of wax. But that's the judge in front of the mic, not people testifying for or against the judge.
Right.
Well, they put it out there and they film it and they put it out there for everybody to see, as if this is like the law and it's like where we're going. And if you've watched any of those things, anybody watched any of them, you would be very afraid of what's happening.
And if that's the way it were, then you should be afraid. But it's just, I honestly think they want us to go away.
And I believe that too.
You know what? I can agree with you on that. I'm hoping that it doesn't pass this year, and they say, okay, next year we're going to pass it, and it somehow floats to the background and people vaguely forget, and it times out.
I think that would be marvelous. It's not like the CCCPDA was this year only. She started it last year.
Right.
And we are hearing, I think I mentioned this last time I was on a show, we're hearing that Congress is sick and tired of drone bills.
Good.
So that's yay. That's yay. Whether or not that's true or not.
Let's think about this. Let's think about this one. Eliminating DJI does what for them?
it kills them because they won't have anybody to buy their stuff. We're talking about Skydio, right?
Well, no, I'm saying. Okay.
Well, you said them. I'm just trying to figure out who them is.
No, I'm not using pronouns. I'm just saying. For that, okay, if you want to ban DJI, what does it accomplish for you? You eliminate someone that is better than you, the best product that's out there for first responders. Because if that's the most important thing, first responders. The hell with everybody else, construction and every other industry, the movie industry, whatever. First responders, it's the most important thing. You eliminate them from having the best product out there. Now, if you pick up everyone else, you eliminate everybody else from having the best product out there. You've also cost other industries much more money in being able to have to change over to something else that maybe not even able to do the job.
Not even maybe.
Well, we know that's going to happen anyway.
I just don't.
What do you mean?
I just don't understand where that goes for them, because what do you accomplish by doing that?
Nothing. That's what they don't get. They accomplish nothing. They ruin an industry.
Upside to it.
They put people out of business. They do nothing for the U.S. drone manufacturing industry because they get rid of the competition. Venture capitalists are not going to come back into this industry. They've been burned too many times. They're not going to come back into this industry, and that's what they're hanging their hat on. They're saying, if we get rid of this, if we get rid of DJI, that's going to create the market for the American product, and that means then the venture capitalists are going to come in and they're going to support the American manufacturer. A, it's not going to happen to the scale they need it to happen, and B, frickin' what? What are they going to build? What are they going to build that will replace the first responder fleets, that will replace what I flew this morning, the Mavic 3 Pro, the Mini 3 Pro, over highways, over construction gear? Nothing replaces that. Nothing.
You're right.
And it's not going to happen in 5 years.
No, you're right. I just look at what do they accomplish? They accomplish really, if you really wanted to look at it, you accomplish nothing but other than eliminating everybody that is all of the smaller businesses, all of the hobbyists, because there's nobody else that makes a drone that's qualified to fly like what you fly, even your minis. There's nobody else that has anything that competes with your mini.
Well, Contigo's making one now, but still, that's still a Chinese drone because it's got Chinese parts.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm just saying to you that, like, when you look at that, you eliminate the hobbyists from your airways, your skies, and then your smaller businesses that will not purchase, or not saying wouldn't, but to keep up with $10,000 and $15,000 drones, when you were buying $3,000 off the shelf packages and enterprise packages for $5,000, I just don't see it.
No,
I don't see how it's possible.
It's not possible, and that's what they don't get. They don't understand. It's that simple. They don't understand. They don't want to understand. They're being lied to by people who are in a position to benefit. They think from
understandable.
this.
So now let's look at those committees, those hearings, and look at it from the intelligence side of it. So maybe you do know. And now, are you looking at Skydio as a guy you can't trust because you know he just lied to you?
Well, yeah, considering Adam Bry just went and said, we're not lobbying, and I have a contract proving otherwise.
But understandable. But there's always been a saying that if the streets know you did it, then the police know you did it. So what I'm saying is, with all of us in the community and everyone here in the industry of drone industry constantly speaking, the Drone Advocacy Alliance, I'm quite sure some of these guys and these politicians and lawmakers, whatever you want to call them, know already that this dude from Skydio is blowing smoke up your ass.
I think they're getting an inkling that that's probably true. Some already know it. There are some we're never going to touch. Stefanik and Rubio and Scott.
Well, those are guys that have been looking
Tester
for the last 8 years.
Right.
Right.
we're not going to get. But what we need to do is we need to concentrate, we need to focus, and we need to reach out to those we know we can make a difference to. That means you're local, like me, locally, Hickenlooper. I'm going to be reaching back out again to Hickenlooper's office. While he's here in Denver, I would very much like to sit down and meet with him. And just talk face to face with him, or one of his. I've worked with 2 of his staffers before, so maybe his staffers. But and sit down and look, have that face to face, and say, this is what's going to happen. This is how this is going to affect us and affect our bottom line. And security has virtually nothing to do with it. And now that since I updated everything yesterday, none of my DJI drones now upload flight logs. That went through yesterday or this morning.
Really?
I can't remember. I think it was yesterday.
So it's effective now.
That's effective. If you've updated your gear. Now that's the minis and the Mavics. I've not done my Avadas. I haven't.
Now to keep, I just wanted to point out, to keep your flight logs and stuff like that updated, there is third-party software out there. Air Data is one of them. Raymond, the gentleman who watches the stream, he's a drone pilot in California. What's that?
We did a story on them parts.
Yes, we do. But I'm going to put the link in the chat. For those who don't know about Air Data, it keeps logistics and statistics, etc., just like DJI did, except on local servers.
Yep.
Supposedly here in the States.
Yeah, and you have to now there. If you go to the Air Data website, in their blog, they have a blog about how you can now go ahead and do that. And when I updated all my stuff, it gave me the option. Okay, once we do this, it's going to be gone. So push this button and put a card in and push this button if you want your flight logs. And so I did that. It probably took a half hour to download all my flight logs onto the card.
Right.
It's like, wow. And so I have them, and I took the card out, and it's sitting in one of my little drawers there on my workbench. So I'm not a flight log guy. I don't keep logs. I don't update my logs. I don't sync my logs with DJI. This is all older stuff. So to me, I don't care about flight logs. I do what I do, how I do it as far as maintenance and that kind of thing. And flight logs to me, I don't care. I'm just one of those guys that don't care. A lot of people really do. A lot of companies really do. I don't.
You're right. Depending on the company will dictate how many records you actually keep or don't keep. You're 100% right about that. Depending on whoever you're dealing with.
Keep those records as a Part 107.
Say what?
Technically, as a Part 107, you should keep those records.
No need. It's not legally required.
Because even I got asked for something that I'm like, maintenance records. I send this shit back to DJI, man.
Yeah, I got my RC Pro back yesterday, and it died again this morning. It's like, come on. Yeah, I mean, you are not required to keep them. It's handy if, let's say you have an incident, and an ASI shows up from your local FSDO, and he goes, do you have your flight records? It's not a strike against you if you don't, but if you do, it's a good thing.
Right.
It's a good thing. You say, yes, here's my flight records. Here's my maintenance records. This is when I did this. This is when I did this. So the only thing I'm going to keep maintenance records on is my Mavic 3 Enterprise, because I've got the maintenance contract with it. So
okay. All right. That makes sense.
Right.
That makes a lot
and that's
of
just
sense.
kept internally, not on any servers.
And so JC John says, he's in the chat, he says Air Data is the best. It has more info than DJI ever did.
Yes, it does.
It even has your B-Try
Battery.
Battery.
Yeah.
It even has your battery number. I've been using it for over a year. I'm sorry. Battery user number.
Lawrence, you wouldn't happen to have that video that shows the Android users the step-by-step on how to upload that?
No. I would not. I do have. Well, the videos.
When we did the video, I had sent that. When we did the story on it, I sent that one to you. That was a few weeks ago.
Oh, you know how I am keeping data. Hey,
Don't
Vic,
worry about that. Yeah,
if you ever want to keep data, don't send it to me.
I have 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, I'm on hard drive number 16 right now.
Hard drive number 16.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, I thought I
everything's
was bad,
external.
Lawrence.
Yeah, Herman, you're an amateur.
Yeah, actually.
I thought he was.
So all my hard drives, and down here some hard drives.
And you know what? Here it is. I'm thinking about getting a oh, wow. Okay. Having flight logs was handy one time to Homeland Security, that I wasn't doing anything nefarious. Beyond that, I've never cared about flight logs.
Not a bad idea. If DHS says, what are you doing? It's not a bad idea to show them. But how often do we work with DHS? I think James does, but I don't.
Right.
I mean, I have, but it was for something else.
All I can say is, if you're not good at keeping flight logs, Air Data does all of that for you.
Yep.
It keeps a lot more information than nothing.
Yep. But you just have to manually
And
upload
it's
it.
free
right
to
now.
sign up. It's free to sign up. You know, like of course they do have different plans, etc. But it's worth it. Cover your behind, because now your data is not being sent to China.
Yep.
So cover your behind. Then they can't say, "Hey, you were flying your drone the other day. That could have been you." No, here I got flight logs for Air Data.
They have to
say
prove
different.
it. They
True.
have to prove it.
But if you have your flight logs from Air Data, you can say, "No, that wasn't me."
You could, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. You could try on remote ID.
Yeah.
Let's go to the remote ID.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Hey,
know,
I was flying today at DIA. I've got a, not right out there, but I'm very close to Denver International Airport, and I have a 2-mile BV loss waiver.
Okay.
Couldn't think of the word. My brain's fried today. And I had to do a big circuit. And the reason I'm thinking of this is I can't remember who put up there. Somebody put up there that they watched. I posted on the DJI site today. And I had to fly this big old circle of a building. I was not quite a mile away at the longest point. And I need to call FSDO because Denver International Airport has aerial armor. So they knew I was up there. They knew I was doing that. So I need to call FSDO and say, hey, if a DHS reports somebody flying a mile away, it was me. So don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. But see, you're covered though. So that's the key thing.
Yep.
Cover your behind, get Air Data, register, it's free.
Yeah. And I think their cheapest one, which is a lot more information, isn't too bad. I haven't looked at them in years. I actually do have a free account, but I bet I couldn't even. I have to figure out how to log into it. I haven't done it in forever.
No, but I would.
I put it in the chat. I put the links in the chat. I put the advocacy link always in the chat while we are talking. There's even if you haven't filled it out.
There's also a link in the description for the Drone Advocacy Alliance, guys.
Yes.
There's also a link there for Drone Adair if you're interested.
Put up dspalliance.org. I'm not part of the chat for some reason.
DSPalliance.org,
because that is that's my other website, mine and Kenji's. That has in the newsroom, I've got a number of articles, including the stuff about the DFR, stuff about the NDAA or the CCCPDA, but I also have an article about getting an Ops Over People waiver, and that's free, by the way.
Repeat that. DSP what?
DSPalliance.org.
Alliance.
Yeah, DSPalliance.org. And
I got it right here.
Perfect. And then we have, and what people, if they want that Ops Over People waiver, and it's so easy to get these days. Follow my directions. Greg has a good video, Pilot Institute video. There you go. Perfect. And that I've got a link in my article to Greg's video. So watch Greg's video, read my article carefully. I keep adding to it. Actually, I updated it on Monday, hearing back from FAA. So if you want to fly over people, do it.
This is the procedure.
It's a procedure. It's super simple.
This is like the walkthrough. You know, I just bookmarked this. Like I need a taller screen because my bookmarks just go on. And on.
I had to categorize mine, but you can fly the Mini 3 Pro, the Mini 4 Pro. All you basically need is prop guards You need a light.
Mhm.
I argued that and lost. So 3 statute mile light and remote
Okay.
ID. And then you have to have a good safety case and you have to explain what you're going to be doing with it. But all of that information, again, in the article, in 6 weeks, you can have an ops over people waiver.
James Van Boven says, finally
Mhm.
resubmitted my waiver yesterday for 107.39/107.145
That's
for
the
Maverick
ops
3
over
Pro
moving
with
people.
PRS.
Now, James,
Okay.
let me ask you this. Which system did you use? Because there's only 2 systems. One is a CRRS, I think, out of Canada, and that's for the Mavic 3 Enterprise line.
I
And
think
the
he
other
said
one is
with
the
PRS.
Zero. It's a
With-
parachute recovery system.
Yes,
Parachute.
with PRS, yes.
And so the other one is Zero, and theirs isn't out yet. They just finished all their ASTM testing a week and a half ago, so they're just now getting into production. So in order to fly from 0.88 pounds to 3.5 pounds, you have to add a parachute, an ASTM certified parachute to your drone, and then you can fly things like the Mavic 3s over people.
Okay.
See, you learn something every day.
And that's also in my article, Ops Over People article. I also have, and I can't share it yet because it's only for DSPA and Pilot Institute folks. But I have an article with Zero. They're working with DSPA to get a discount.
Okay.
Nice.
It's
nice.
still $1,500 without the discount, the parachute.
Mhm.
But you think about you can make that back in one job flying over people.
Mhm. Yes, you can.
Mine will be here
Yes, you
hopefully in the
can.
next week or 2.
I
excited.
bookmarked this because I may need to use that. I may definitely need to use it. I did not have a source, and now I do.
Perfect. But again, if you've got the Mini 3, the Mini 4 Pros with the larger batteries, you can
prop
get
guards.
that. And prop guards and the light.
Yes.
And
yes.
it's not that hard. Not that hard to get it all. You fill them out. We're seeing people get them in 6 weeks now.
Really? Okay.
For a waiver?
Para Zero Safe Air. James, he put.
Yep,
I
Safe
believe-
Air is the Para Zero Safe Air. Yeah, James, it's coming. It's coming. I've been in touch with them, and they're excited. They're actually going to be shipping a week earlier than they thought, so they're pretty happy about that. Really happy about that.
Okay.
Have to be
Okay,
10
that's
flights every
nice.
single day. I don't know that one. I don't understand.
Is there anything, Vic, that you can let us know before we get out of here? Because I mean,
coming up on time.
and we'd like to say we appreciate you for
Sure.
letting Herman and I know, and the rest of the drone community know what's going on. And we appreciate you even more for coming on the live stream. Because
my
for
pleasure.
some reason, I feel like when Herman and I and other channels say things, but when Vic Moss comes on, people listen.
These
you
two
know?
cats know what they're talking about too.
Like
so.
E.F. Hutton. Thank you, Rick. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
Yeah.
Because I think I say things and then I'm like, this guy didn't hear me.
Right. We go to other live streams and we hear people repeat the same question that was explained here.
That's okay. That happens.
Okay.
Yeah, it does.
That
It
happens.
does.
I would
Right.
say just really once, if you can get in front of your congressional representative,
Please.
either your senator or your congressperson, please do so while they're back. They're supposed to be back in their home districts now. Campaigning if they're campaigning, talking to their constituents if they're not campaigning. So get in front of them, help them understand what this will do to you. Help them understand what this will do to the recreational people, what this will do to the business people, what this will do to the first responder fleets if this type of language gets in. And then once Congress gets back in session, we're going to we are going to push something out through the DAA for people to reach out to their senators to make sure
Right.
nothing
do it, please.
is put in on a floor amendment. And if you get enough people to say no, then it's not going to go through on a floor amendment, even if it's offered.
Well, as soon as you get it, we put the links on social
Beautiful.
media and pages and sites. We have no problem.
Awesome.
Thank you, Vic. It's that time, Herman. Anything
Awesome.
you have to
Well,
say?
thank you, gentlemen.
It'll be that time.
Yes, it's that time.
It's 5:00 in Denver.
No.
We
Any-
appreciate
Any
you all.
last words? Anyone? Vic, you want to have anything to tell
Fly
everyone?
safe. Always got to end with fly safe.
Be
You
safe,
are a
fly
drone
safer.
ambassador every time you put the drone in the air. And
Please
every time
do.
we put the drone in the air, we're an example to somebody. It's up to us to be a good example, not a bad one.
This is true. Very, very true. And with
All right.
that, Herman,
Anything, Lawrence, you got to say?
no, be safe, fly safer. Same concept.
Okay. And with that being said, like Lawrence said earlier, we won't be here next week. Thus, if we are, more than likely we won't be because we're very busy next week.
Good.
But
Yes.
other than that,
Damn cell towers.
with
Don't laugh. It's not funny.
to piggyback on what everybody else said, yes, make fly safe. We'll see you next time
There you go. There you go.
with those guys. Good
Bye.
night, everyone.
Good night.